Welcome everyone to this webinar. I'm Adolf Hillary Topel from the Vision team, and today's webinar topic is service catalog management. So we're going to see now what is there in the service catalog and the service catalog management. So what are we going to learn in today's webinar? What it's going to cover. So we'll see what is a service catalog management, how to add a service category and a service item, the service catalog on the client portal, and service request overview on the dashboard, service request as an incident. And we'll see how to generate some custom reports for the service request. Now, before we go with what is a service catalog management, let's see what is a service catalog. So service catalog, it's a database or structured document with all the information about live services and including those that will be available for deployment. The service catalog is the only part of service portfolio that is published to the customers. And it also helps in support of sales and delivery of IT services. And the service catalog, it includes information about deliverables, prices, contact points, ordering and request processes. Now, what is service catalog management? Well, service catalog management, it aims to ensure that a service catalog is produced and maintained, and it contains accurate information on all operational services and those being prepared to be operational. This process provides vital information of all other ITIL service management processes like service, and it also includes service details, the current status, and service interdependencies. Now, take an example of service catalog management in real life. Let's take an example when you go to the car service station. So on that service station, you will be able to see a display board where they would mention the services that is provided along with the prices. So some example can be like the oil change, or you go to change your filter of your car, or spark plug. So you can find the services along with the prices over there. So this is an example of the service catalog in real life. Now we'll see how we can add service category within our software. Now, before you want to add a service category, first you need to be logged in as an administrator. So when you're logged in as an administrator, you'd have these admin settings available. So then you need to go to this settings part option, and under the settings, when you come to the module properties, so in the module properties you have the service category option. So when you click on the service category, here as you can see there is already by default the service category that we have provided. Now if you want to add in a service category, so you just need to click on this add service category option. So you just need to click on this add option, and here you need to define these fields over here, like to which domain this belongs to. Then you can select the domain, or you want to keep it for all domains. Give the title, and you can give a description, and just keep the status yes, and click on this add option. So once you do this, you'll be adding a service category. Now once that is done, then you need to go and you need to add in a service item. So for the service item, click on this service item, add service item. So once you do that, then you can add in the service item. Now here you can see the fields available. So the title is available, then the category. So you can just now let me add in and show you over here. So add in the title, and then you need to select the category under which you want to add this service item. So you can select the category. Here you can also define the department in which, when the service request is raised, in which department this service request would come in. So you can select the department based on this service request. You can also give a description over here. You can add in the description. Now here you can define the cost. Now you can define the cost. Now if you want this cost to be visible to this, you can click on this visible to client portal. Now below you have the timeline, that is the estimated hours or the days in which you're going to provide this service. So you can select based on the hours or the days. Now if you want this to be, if you don't want this to be visible on the client portal, keep this as unchecked. If you want this to be visible on the client portal, check this option. And even the quantity, you want it to be visible on the client portal, so you can click on that option. And if there is any image associated with that service, so you can also select that image option. And here you have the status as draft and published. Now draft is something if you want to say services that are going to be deployed in future, so you can keep this as draft and you can publish it later. If you want to publish it right now, you can just click on this publish option and click on this add. And once that is done, so you'll be adding a service item. Now let's see the service catalog on the client portal. But before you do that, first you need to go to the admin settings, and in the admin settings, under the systems, there is this option for the client portal. Now you need to go and check in the client portal. Now once you're in the client portal, you have the option under display pages as the service catalog. So you need to make sure that this option is as yes, and you need to click on the update option. And once it's updated, then you can go to the client module and you need to log in as a client. Now just go to a client. Now after the client logs in, what service catalog he'll be able to see, we can just see that ahead. So here I'm just logging in as a client. And as you can see, this is a client portal. Now there are different modules over here: the incident, forum, solutions, billing. Now this service catalog, this module, when you click on this module, here you can see the service catalog, this whole page that lists different service items. Now as you can see here, you can view these options. You can view different category wise, like say based on hardware, software. Now if you click on this category option, here you can check different products based on the categories. Now as you can see here, this option is available where you can place a request. Now say for example, if your customer, as a customer comes over here, he clicks on this request option. So you would click on this request, and here you can see the request is, the customer is placing the request, the email ID of the customer. Below you can find the estimated delivery time. Now that's in days or in hours. Now here it's in like 5 hours. Now the item request, now what's the quantity, the number. Now if you can see, based as you increase the quantity over here, so the price also increases accordingly. So what price you have selected, this price keeps on changing as the quantity goes on changing. Okay. Now if you want to place in an order as a customer, so the customer places an order, he'll click on the place request option, and once that is done, so request has been placed. Now as you can see, an incident, a service request incident has been placed, has been created successfully. Now this is the service request that has been placed. Now you need to, now once you come on the dashboard there are different modules and you can get an overview of those modules. Now under the service request, if you click on this, here you would find how many service requests have come in. You can get service requests that are going to be overdue or assigned. All details you'll be able to find over here. Now if you come on the inbox, in the inbox, any service request would come in the form of an incident, like it would have an incident hash like SR, that is service request, and the incident hash. Now as we can see, if you select this department wise view, so you can even find the department wise view. Now if you have allotted a service request to be, when a service request is placed, it should come in a particular department, so we can find that option over here. Now this service request is mapped to this particular department, so it's come in this department. Now when you click on the service request option, when on that incident, when you open that incident, here you can find the conversation you will find, and under the service request module, here you would find the service request under this tab. Under this service request tab, here you can find what is the service requested for, the cost, the total. Now you as a staff member, if your customer updates you, like he wanted to place in some more quantities, you can even click on this update option and you can increase the quantity over here, and accordingly the price would change. So here you can find the service request option, that's here. So we have seen this service request overview on the dashboard and service request that comes in as an incident. So it will have this SR and the incident hash, the number. And one particular thing about this service request is the source from where it has come. So even that you can see. Like you can check the service request incident, that source, it would have, like it's come from the service request page. So you can find over here. Now as you can see, this one is come from the email, this is from the client portal. So the service request, the incident that come in the form of service request, it would have this logo, the service request logo. It's from the service request page. Now you can, now let's say you want to know how many service requests have come in, or how many service requests that's been placed, or how many you want to find in. So all you need to do is you need to go to this option of the service request, and let's say you want certain reports, some customized reports, how you can get for the service catalog. So that can be found over here. First you need to click on this reports option, go to reports. Now once you click on the report option, you need to come to this custom report option. Now in this custom report, click on this drop down. Here you have the option of create custom report. When you create custom report, you have the incident option. Since service request comes in the form of an incident, so you need to go to this incident option, and in this incident option, here you can select the duration, say from duration to duration. Once you select that, then under match conditions, under this criteria, match and conditions, click over there on this. Now taking the incident hash, let's say the incident hash contains SR, that is service request, the alphabets. So you can, if you want, you can also save this option as a filter. So you can just search this, give a title to this, and just save this option. So once you do that, you'd be finding the number of service requests that has come in these reports you can get, like the service request, the incident hash for the service request, the subject, which customer has sent in, for what domain. You can get this. Now if you go back to the reports, and if you click on this custom reports, so here you can find in the report that we have just created and saved under this incident. So this can also be used for future references, what you have saved over here. Well, I've done explaining the service catalog management. You may type in your questions, if any, so I can get them answered. So we have a question from Wouter. So Wouter is asked, how can we change the prefix of service hash? The service hash, that is prefix is there, so how can we change that? So let me just show that to you, Wouter. You need to come to the admin settings. So under the admin settings, you need to go to this modules, and under the module option, you need to go to this ITIL module. And as you can see in this ITIL module, over here you have the service prefix. Now here, since I have given this as SR, so you can give it as any prefix as you prefer. So you can give it as any particular prefix that you want. So you can have this prefix. So this, once you change this prefix to your desired prefix that you want to, you can just update this option. So any service request that comes in, it would have the prefix which you have selected over there. So as you can see, those prefix that you have selected, that prefix would come here after you have selected that prefix. So if you have any more questions, you can just type it over here, and I can get it answered. Well, I guess we don't have any more questions. So we'll be. Thank you everyone for your presence. So we'll be winding up this webinar. And if you have any queries, so you can always contact us on our email ID, that is sales@visionhelpdesk.com, and our Skype ID is vision.helpdesk. Yeah. Thank you everyone.